This one? What's this? This one.
Oh, you were in that one, I'm sorry. I didn't see his seat behind him, I'm so sorry about that.
You're all good. That's a lighter. Well, I think the card's actually upstate there.
I had to take them
Oh,
because I
yeah,
ordered
yeah.
new ones for you. I had the wrong email in.
Pictures today. You've given autographs already? Oh, just phone them. Our work session ran over a few minutes, so getting gathered here. Welcome to the first meeting of the new year for Bedford City Council. And if you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks?
Here.
Salvi?
Here.
Spiker?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Barry?
Here.
Longino?
Here.
Council, you have the minutes of the work session of December 15, 2025. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Smith, second by Longino. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Abstain.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
You have the minutes of the regular meeting of December 15, 2025. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by somebody? By Spiker? Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Abstain.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the organizational work of January 2nd, 2026. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Longino, second by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Spiker.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the organizational meeting of January 2nd, 2026. Corrections to those? Motion for acceptance by Salvi, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Spiker.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
We have no presentations tonight. Unfinished business, ordinance number 93-25.
An ordinance establishing fees for ambulance services for the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put that on second reading. We had the first reading on December 15th. I have a motion for such. Spinks, second by Spiker. Call the roll, please.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Spiker.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Reports. Mr. Malice.
Thank you, Mayor. Just have two items. First, just want to make an announcement that the city is moving forward with our master plan update. We've received the initial current conditions portion, which outlines everything that, as far as zoning, housing, employment, population, all of that data. We've looked that over. We are now moving on to the second phase where we really want to get input from the public. So please look for, in an upcoming water bill in February, there'll be some information and a QR code for a more detailed survey. Along with, we are going to be hosting a public meeting right here in council chambers on February 24th at 6:30 p.m. So representatives from the city as well as county planning, who is really taking the lead on this, they're going to be giving a formal presentation, and then we will be looking for input from the public. We'll most likely have some whiteboards up and everyone can get up and can share their thoughts and have all that as we work to get as much data as possible. So again, February 24th at 6:30 in council chambers for the next meeting of the master plan update. Secondly, I just want to place a friendly reminder. Obviously, we've been dealing with some heavy snow events over the last couple weeks. Anytime that snowfall exceeds 2 inches, there is an automatic parking ban on all city streets. So please don't wait for a posting on social media or something on our website. That does go into effect automatically, so please refrain from parking your vehicles on the public streets. Primarily, it's for the safety of other drivers, pedestrians, as well as those staff members that are out working to clear the roadways. So again, just a friendly reminder on the parking ban. End of report.
Thank you. Our law director is engaged in another meeting tonight. Ms. Howland.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy New Year, everybody. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. The Bedford Rotary Club did a really quick food, donation drive at the end of last year, donated $450 to the Bedford Food Bank. Other than that,
Thank you. Council, Mrs. Spinks.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Very cold, so I'm glad to see the ones that did turn out tonight because it was a very cold night. Now, if I didn't need to be here, I wouldn't be here. So thank you for coming and showing up. Annual fundraiser, the big one for the Bedford Historical Society. Date's already been set. It is for March the 28th. This is one of our beginning and one of our big fundraiser. It is going to be an evening with Robin Swoboda, friend of the museum and a very entertaining lady. Sherwood Forest is be hosting it again this year. Tickets are on sale, like I said, are on sale now. You can go to Sherwood Forest's website. And again, the date is for March 28th, but the tickets are on sale now. We have a feeling that this is going to sell out fast because she has a big following. Again, one of our big fundraisers for the Historical Society. Historical Society will open back up on February. And they're closed right now for a few maintenance things and getting some new exhibits and stuff. A lot of very exciting things coming up with the museum. Let's see. Did have Mike, I only had one complaint, believe it or not, on the snow thing, and it was just at the end of tour, snow plows, you know, we had so much snow, there was nowhere to put it. So in cases come like that, they did kind of block the two end residents. I know they did go back out and, because there's nowhere else to put it.
Okay.
So that was pretty much the only, I did one other, side streets and stuff, and again, as we always say, you know, we do smart salting and everything, so when people don't, when it's snowing that heavy, we get those main streets, and we do get the side streets, but the main streets get it first, so be patient on that. Did have a couple of trees that came down. Residents know that we can't really do anything about it until, with the cheaper service till later in the year. And let's see. Happy New Year, everybody. That's about it. Just off and running, staying, trying to stay warm and a report.
Thank you. Mr. Selby.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the recent holidays and reflected how grateful we should be to live in the United States of America, one nation under God. Since the last council meeting, I responded to resident phone calls, visited residents and sites of infrastructure issues and council's business. Examples, Nature Stone property. A resident suggested that the city provide an entrance ramp or a railing so disabled individuals can more easily access the city-owned facility. Municipalities are subject to Title II of the American Disabilities Act that generally requires cities to ensure disabled individuals have equal access to public facilities. Mike, do we know if the Nature Stone building is currently ADA compliant?
As of, I want to say it is. Now, it is not being utilized now, so it doesn't need to meet all of those items. There isn't a required inspection. But I will tell you, everything on the inside is all one level. There's actually no steps. There's actually a ramp going from the main showroom into the office space, and there is a second entranceway outside of the front entranceway. So I would say I believe it is, but I'm not a building commissioner, so I would have to refer to him. Should anybody, and we come to an agreement with someone to enter into a long-term lease, those responsibilities as far as the entranceways would fall on the person that we're executing the lease with, and those are their improvements, and they would have to comply in that manner. Right now, we're not utilizing it to where we would need to do those formal inspections.
Okay, thank you. Vehicle crash near Giant Eagle. Northfield Road husband and wife contacted me about a recent vehicle crash near the Northfield Road Giant Eagle. The residents reported this was the 5th crash that took out a fire hydrant in approximately the past 15 years. The residents suggested the installation of a no left hand turn sign would help reduce crashes by prohibiting Giant Eagle customers from exiting left onto Northfield. Traffic in the area is significant in both directions on a section of roadway that has a poor line of sight due to the curve in the roadway. I spoke with Giant Eagle's facilities manager, who claimed that the cost of placing a no left-hand turn sign would be prohibitive. She didn't think 5 crashes over 15 or so years was unusual enough to require a traffic pattern change. And I think the residents are concerned because it's right by their property, and so they've, the past 15 years or so, have seen the replacement of that fire hydrant 5 times. That doesn't include whatever damage has been done to people and vehicles and any other damage to the area. Mike, I know Northfield Road is a state route, but which government entity or entities have regulatory jurisdiction relative to the placement of new traffic control signage?
I think in regards to that entranceway you're referring to, and I can't speak for the Giant Eagle representatives, but when they refer to something being cost prohibitive, it wouldn't necessarily be a sign, because, I mean, we could put a sign up, but honestly, everybody's gonna turn left. To do it the right way, you have to redo the curbing, and you need to install a center line up to only allow right turn in, and then if you're going to exit, you're only able, or you would go over a large median. That's probably what they meant when they say it's not feasible from a cost standpoint. Something like that would have been determined at, initially when they were looking to construct. I mean, we have the ability through both planning, building, as well as council to look into that. I would say I would like to pull that data just to get more accurate information. I'm not discrediting the resident. 5 accidents over 15 years, it's not many. But is that accurate? Maybe there's more. I don't know. We can check with that though. But I don't, just putting up a sign, I'm just being realistic, that's not gonna stop people from turning left. They're still gonna turn left. In order to be effective, if that is truly something that, if there were 10 accidents in 1 year and we wanted to have that conversation, the way for it to properly be done is they'd have to reconstruct that apron and curbing and to put a median there that basically forces cars to the right. It's actually almost like a built-in turn lane. That's probably what they mean when they say it's just not from a cost standpoint.
Right, yeah, and
that would probably be, being a concrete, I'm not an engineer, but you're probably looking at to, design that, it's probably a $30,000 plus to tear all that out and redo it.
right, and this family has brought this up to me a number of times, and I told them I would bring it up to council.
I'll get the data, let me get the accurate data, and I'll go back to 2014, and then I could give you my thoughts on it.
Yeah, because I know there have been, and this is only taking out only the number of accidents that took out the fire hydrant, because I know there's other accidents that have been in that area, but I would agree, even if you had a no left turn sign there, probably a good percentage of the people might do it, but it might reduce it to, I would think would be a relatively inexpensive process of putting a, one small standalone no turn left sign on the tree lawn, and maybe it might cut the problem down by 50%. But anyway, thank you. City water line breaks and collapsing catch basins, stormwater drains. They also visited a couple water line breaks after receiving calls from residents on Archer Road. It's difficult for anyone driving around Bedford streets not to eventually come across orange barrels or cones cordoning off sections of street for water break repairs or collapsing storm sewer catch basins. The reason for these breakdowns is the age of the infrastructure, now from, I would say, 60 to 100 plus years. In addition to aging underground public service infrastructure, you may have noticed private residential property being dug up by contractors to report aging residential water lines or sanitary sewer lines that are breaking. These original lines are made of materials that have life cycles which eventually end. As the city attempts to accurately budget for future anticipated repair costs, residents should consider doing so too for line repairs that are the responsibility of homeowners. The 250th anniversary of the United States. A few residents have inquired about the city's plans for the 250th anniversary. Mike, or Mayor, would you please give residents a quick update of what celebratory programs our plan for 2026.
Yes, so where we're at right now, if you recall last year, late summer, early fall, we did pass a resolution joining that national and both state entity. We're actually been in communication with them right after the first of the year, where they provided us kind of like a working toolkit of logos and things that we can use as we work to put together our full calendar of events. I know our staff here has put together a committee that has met a number of times to plan events throughout the year. The majority of them will be in the summer months, although we are currently working with representatives from the Historical Society. While they do have speaker series that take place all year round, we are going to be hosting a number of them that are centered on the 250th in some capacity. Some of that might be someone speaking about Spirit of 76 or other types of discussions. Those are going to be taking place down at Ellenwood. The large events are going to be after July 4th. And all of that information will be made public within, I would say, the next 30 to 45 days. There'll be a mailer that goes out to all of the residents that's actually currently being reviewed. We had an initial design, but like I said, the majority of the celebration will be centered around a weekend event involving Friday evening movie on the square. We got an exciting announcement of what that movie will be. Saturday, all-day activities. Our staff have put a lot of thought into this, all the way down to the types of flowers and the colors that are going to be planted by our expert Billy Durr, as far as trying to get those red, white, and as blue as possible. So look for that. There's also some other exciting things that we're looking to possibly provide to the public that they can access. But that stuff will be coming out both in the water bill and a separate mailer.
Thank you, Mike.
I would just like to add too, there will also be merchandise, so stay tuned for that. We've worked very closely with Cleveland Clothing Company, who previously, for those that know, they designed our Bedford shirts, our Bedford mugs. They did put together a special design for Bedford and for the 250th anniversary, so there'll be merchandise available for the public as well. So all of that will be in this information coming out.
Thank you. Bay Market update. The owner of Bay Market failed to appear at our December 8th hearing in Bedford Municipal Court. Also, after I saw an after Christmas sale sign posted in the Bay Market windows in late December, I contacted the Cuyahoga County Health Department to inquire if they had a permit to open after being closed down in 2024 due to public health violations. The health department had no record authorizing the store to reopen, and it sent staff to investigate. Mike, did the city building department authorize the owner to reopen the store to the public for the advertised sale?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Thank you. The next court date for the Bay Market issue is set for February 22nd at 9 a.m. Recent snowfall. The recent heavy snowfall has required our city service department workers to be out in the cold for long hours, plowing Bedford's miles of streets in addition to clearing city parking lots and shoveling certain public walkways. Despite their efforts, a number of residents have commented that there is still plowable snow on some streets, while other similar residential streets are clean to the pavement in other parts of the city. I did find some sections of streets in Ward 2, which I thought could use a bit of a follow-up plow. I think council and the city manager will be discussing what we can do to get our service department, what it needs to deal efficiently with winters and long duration heavy snowfalls and temperatures that make some applications less effective in clearing streets more difficult. Residents can help our staff by clearing snow more efficiently and safely by not parking vehicles on city streets during snowstorms, which also might be a reason people are finding more snow in the street because they can't plow very effectively when you have a bunch of cars in the streets and they have to go around, and that eventually they move the car, but all that snow is still there. So, and our workers do a tremendous job, and it's very much appreciated under very difficult conditions. So hopefully it'll be even better in the future. Marijuana cannabis funds. The city will soon receive funds from Ohio's legalization and tax on recreational cannabis. I believe the funds should be allocated specifically to Bedford Safety Forces rather than the city general fund. Why? Voters were told and sold by pro-legalization groups and individuals that legalization would help cash-strapped local governments and dry up the illegal marijuana cannabis market run by American and Latin American drug cartels. A recent report by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency states the legalization of cannabis has actually had the opposite effect. Legalization of cannabis has resulted in the expansion of violent Latin American drug cartels and Asian transnational criminal organizations, also known as TCOs, their cannabis operations and sales in the U.S. These criminal organizations have adapted to legalization by exploiting the patchwork of inadequate cannabis state regulations and lack of oversight of cannabis production, labeling, and packaging, transportation, and sale. This has allowed cartels and Asian TCOs to hide illegal cannabis production and distribution in the open. Rather than displacing criminal drug organizations out of the cannabis market, they continue to amass huge illegal profits by selling increasingly potent cannabis products in the U.S. in addition to exporting overseas. Over 20,000 children have reportedly been hospitalized or required treatment in emergency rooms for ingesting cannabis products they thought were harmless treats or candies. That's due to the packaging. Because legalization has strengthened Hispanic drug cartels and Chinese Asian TCOs in Ohio and across the U.S., I believe these funds should be allocated to our municipal safety forces, who are most likely to need additional funding for narcotic law enforcement, and our city firefighter EMTs, who will have to treat and transport an increasing number of children and adults to hospital emergency rooms. I'm planning on probably voting against this. I'm not, it's not bad that the ordinance is going to put money into the general fund. I'm not saying that's bad, but to make a statement, I would prefer that the funding go to specifically to our police and fire departments. But members of council will vote as they believe is appropriate. House Bill 92 update. Ohio House Bill has yet to be voted out of committee after five or six hearings, although it is still possible to be voted out of committee in the new year. Opposition to the bill and lack of support by House leadership. The bill, as introduced or amended, may die quietly in committee. Lastly, my condolences to Christine and the entire Posick family on the death of our former mayor, Dan Posick. I have known Dan from attending city council meetings as a teenager in the 1970s and later in the realms of local politics and community organizations. Rest in peace, Dan, and a report.
Thank you. Mr. Schweikert.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Manager, members of council and staff, and citizens of Bedford. Happy New Year, everyone. Most of all, I'd like to give my condolences also to the Posick family, and we were fortunate to celebrate a great service yesterday, but again, my condolences to their family and friends as well. One of the things I wanted to do is give a big thank you to our service department for all their hard work, especially through this challenging winter season, keeping our streets clean. Recently, we have had very difficult weather conditions, but our service department always rises to the occasion and does a terrific job. We applaud them for their efforts, even when difficult situations come up, as other communities experience the same issues. Many thanks again. On 1/8, I received a call from a resident on Henry Street regarding the sewer drains / catch basins on Northfield Road near his residence. I responded to his request, and our service department, responded swiftly with the vacuum truck and cleaned the runoff catch basins on several streets in the immediate area. Mike, I also wanted to find out about the sanitary sewer drainage in that area to see if there's a structural issue. I live on the next street from this resident on Henry Street, and I know in the past there are some structural issues. Also, is there anything we can do temporarily, help the residents temporarily until a more permanent solution can be reached?
Yeah, I could give you a little bit of history on that. I made some notes, so if you want to sit afterwards, we can go over that.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. On 1/9, the service department was out again doing their yeoman work that they always do, and they were patching and paving Northfield Road when weather permitted. But many thanks to the service department for their work, and this work will have to continue on a regular basis until Northfield Road is repaved, along with all the other ancillary work involved with that, as has been done on many major arteries through the city of Bedford. On 1/10 at approximately 5 p.m., I called the non-emergency police line regarding a vehicle that has been driving through the side streets of Ward 3 at very high rates of speed. I asked if there was a unit in the area that to be able to handle the situation. Many residents have expressed their concerns for several months regarding this issue. Since 1/10, I have not heard this vehicle speeding through Ward 3. Mike, can you provide any updates on this?
I'd have to check with the police department, and if you have a specific description and whatnot of that vehicle. If not, I can follow up through your call to dispatch, but I'm not aware of that offhand. I'd have to pull that data.
Okay, I've talked to several residents and nobody's heard a peep out of that car since that day, so that's a good thing. So maybe that situation has finally been rectified. Thank you. Also, I wanted to advise everyone that comes across the Northfield Bridge going from the south to the north, they probably see a bunch of barrels over on the right side as you're going north, with a bunch of water and ice and everything that's frozen over. For clarity, this is not a Bedford issue, this is a Cleveland Water Department issue, and they are working to rectify the situation presently. Also, for everyone that's here tonight, please pick up one of my cards. I'll be more than happy to, if anyone wants to call me or email me, please do. I'd be more than happy to address any issue that you may have. Thanks to everyone. I very much appreciate everything that everyone has done for me, and I yield back.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Good evening, everyone. There's a few things that I would like to touch on. First, foremost is our service department. Our service department, or our employees here in Bedford, are far more experienced. They take care of whatever comes up. These guys are out there. A couple months ago, we had all these water breaks, water line breaks. Because we operate our own water department, these guys are out there on the heartbeat, boom, working on it, repairing it, and going on to the next one. I think this went on for about 2 or 3 weeks that these guys were out there in the cold. So when anybody says anything about our service department, I get highly offended. I'm going to always support our employees. All I can say to you is keep doing what you're doing. People don't know what you're doing. And some people know what you're doing and still want to complain. And I don't think that's right. Secondly, my colleague talked about the packaging of these marijuana products. Let it be known that these products aren't coming from our dispensary. They're highly regulated. So when he talks about the packaging of marijuana products, it's not coming from the dispensary. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about our dispensary. When it comes to that dispensary, we're talking about the funds that they have to pay to the city. Those funds, we want to put them in the general fund. Our police department, our fire department, they are going to benefit from that. These funds, not just for them, I don't think the money should be just for them. This is a city. We operate together. So when it comes to that equipment, yes, they're gonna get it, police, fire, whoever it is. But there are some other things in this city that we need money for. And I think being in the general fund, we can better utilize that money, not just have it sitting. If we can use it, use it. We need vehicles. We talk about the fire department. We have an engine on order. Some of that money can go toward that. We don't have to spend our money, the taxpayers' money. If you don't know, most of the projects that we do here in the city is not your money. It's grant funds. So when you hear about Bedford spending money, you better believe we're going to spend their money before we spend our money. In the report.
Thank you. Mr. Berry.
Hello, everyone. Please be patient with me as I get a good structure to this report. At this time, this report has 4 structures. Community highlights, resident and business correspondence, council actions, and ongoing upcoming work. I'll try to keep these verbal reports under 5 minutes, so I won't be able to cover everything in the written report. The entire report will be available on my website, bedfordw5.com, and I have some hard copies here if you guys want them. So, community highlights. During the last few weeks, I introduced myself to 9 businesses downtown, and discussions were very productive. It's safe to say that there is a common shared thread among businesses and residents. We want this city to thrive and to do well. And coming from a business background, whenever we kind of plan for the future, it's important that we're all rowing in the same direction. So that's something that we know our base is good. People want the city to do well, and we just have to engage them and push forward. Residents and business correspondence. I'm tracking correspondence on the Microsoft platform that the city has. This is how I manage at APEC Engineering. It's something I'm very comfortable with. 14 total correspondence were documented, and we have ongoing work related to term rental guideline clarification, a block drain on Glendale, and addressing Turney Road bike path obstructions. So I have more of those correspondence outlined in the written report if you'd like to read through them. But what I'm going to try to do is not share anything that will come out that you can drag back to the person who entered the correspondence. But please know I have these documented, and I won't delete them till either the resident that submitted them or the business submitted them is informed or it's resolved. So I'm going to keep track of that throughout the year and update the community. Council actions. Over the last few weeks, other than meeting with businesses, I was voted in as president of BDA, Bedford Downtown Alliance. Reviewed the last 10 years of budgets so I can make informed policy decisions. Reviewed past planning and development studies. Created a website to maintain transparency, and started one-on-one meetings with the city manager. So inside my report, I did give my assessment of the budgets and kind of some of the studies that we've done. Please feel to read through those and let me know if you have any questions. Finally, ongoing and upcoming work. As we go into the next few weeks, I'd like to meet the remainder of businesses in downtown Bedford, develop a 2026 strategic roadmap for the BDA, communicate our council compensation to residents, and continue following up with open items and concerns. This was a big thing on the campaign trail. Is a lot of people brought up that they don't know how much we make. I'm going to make public, I'm going to redact my personal information, but make public my pay stub. So I'm trying to be active on Facebook, and then everything will be accessible through the website. So you will see that coming. You guys should know what you're paying for and what we're getting paid up here. As I mentioned, there's more information within the report. I'll talk to you guys after, hand them to you if you want them. Please read it over and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Longino.
Wow, I gotta follow him now, right? That's Gen Z right there, right? Gen Z?
No, I'm millennials.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm the end of the millennials.
Okay, all right. Okay, then. I just want to touch on probably some of the stuff that was already said. Snow removal. I think one of the points that Mike made when riding around other places that we were far above some of the other places. And I won't name other cities or talk about other places, but they knocked it out the park, because I rode through other places and it was like, man, did they even think about plowing some of these streets? So the service department knocked it out the park. as always. So, and I know the first year I was here, I got somebody complained to me about their street not being done, and I said, they're gonna hit your street when they hit it, just like the mail. I mean, I remember one time somebody complained about getting mail last. I said, somebody gotta be first, somebody gotta be last. So that's the same way it goes with plowing. Sometimes you're gonna be the first street to get hit, sometimes you're gonna be the last street. Sometimes if you're the first street, you're gonna get that snow back on there, because it's gonna start snowing again. So you might wanna be the last. So I look at it like that. So, another thing is, yesterday, I don't know if you want to call it a pleasure, but I'll call it a pleasure because I was raised in a Baptist church, and whenever we went to a funeral service, we called it a homecoming, so we tried to make it the best it can be. But one thing about a Catholic funeral, it wasn't as long as a Baptist funeral, because like I told Mr. Mayor, I said, after we left the repast, I said, we'd have just been getting cranked up at a Baptist funeral. But it was truly a homegoing, I'm sorry. And the repast was outstanding. His son and grandson, they spoke highly of him, and it was outstanding to see an honorable man off like that. And so I must say that to the mayor, who my last conversation with him, I called him Mr. Mayor, and he said, well, I'm not the mayor anymore. I said, well, you'll always be the mayor. Once you hold the title, you hold the title. He said, just call me Your Majesty. So that was my last time talking to him, but that made me laugh. So I don't want people to get scared about what's going on in society because we have a dispensary here in town. I mean, I asked the chief, who said he would pull up some stuff for me, but I can just tell you, crime has not went up here, so, sometimes people get scared when they hear stuff that's going on around the country, and I'm not gonna say one way or the other how I feel about, but I don't think here in Bedford that we can say that we've had a real influx of crime since that dispensary went up there. One of my fellow colleagues was saying that, a lot of times people come from other areas and leave out of here. And I jokingly said it's not like it's an opium den where they're sitting around using the marijuana and then hopping in their car or something like that, So regardless of the way I feel about it, one way or the other, I don't think this being scared is one way to look at it, or as far as worrying about our kids all of a sudden are going to be users or dependent on the marijuana that's here in town. So I don't want anybody to worry about it like that. And also, I know a lot of times with the snow and the garbage cans, I know it's hard because putting them out there on the lawn, but you got to be careful too. You can't put them on the street. So I like people to be, a little mindful of things like that. So, but that's all I have. I yield my time.
Thank you. The advantage of going last is about everything got said. And you're right, the service for Mayor Posick was very, very good. He was a dear friend and a colleague and my mentor, and known him for over 50 years. You don't find a better man than he was. He was dedicated to Bedford, and he lived for Bedford. And from his deathbed, he gave me a call and said, I know I'm leaving, but you carry on and keep the city moving the way we're going. He right there to the end, he was worried about our great city. So. Blessings to his family. And now we got to get to the work of council and under new business.
Motion to accept the Planning Commission's decision denying Portia Lusk of Gracious Living Solutions LLC to open a group home located at 63 Greencliff Drive in Bedford, Ohio.
I need a motion to accept the Planning Commission's decision by Spinks, second by Salvi. Just a reminder that a yes means you agree with the Planning Commission, no means you disagree. With that in mind, call the roll.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
That means they were denied. Next motion.
Motion to accept the planning commission's decision to approve a zoning permit to Keldrick Companion to open an adult day center located at 140 Solon Road in Bedford, Ohio.
And before we get to a motion, I believe the owners are here, was that?
Yes.
If you want to step forward,
Sure.
the council may have a few questions for you.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Mayor.
Yep. And that's at the old CBS building.
Correct.
Good to see something in there. Any questions here for the, any questions in the back?
Well, I mean, so just want to say your website looks wonderful. So, you know, everything I looked up seems like you're doing well and have a good established business. Just curious, your other location, Bedford Heights, how long have you been open there?
We started in Bedford Heights at the Bedford Heights Community Center.
Okay.
And that was about now 12 years ago. And then we left and went to the Fellowship Church of God, and we were there for about 3 years.
So will this be your main location then?
We pray so.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay, so being you were in Bedford Heights, you said you participated at the chamber, or the parties in the park.
Correct.
That's when you were there, because the
Correct.
chamber's kind of dysfunctional now. So it was from then, I just wanted to clear that up.
But no, it was from Bedford, Ohio, parties in the park. Yeah, we actually participated in the ones in downtown.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying, but
correct.
you were still at the Bedford Heights location.
Correct. We were still there, yes.
The other thing, you're gonna have adults during the week and then kids on the weekends?
Correct.
And will the kids have like sleeping areas?
No,
It's all-
everyone goes home at the end of the day.
Well, that's good for you.
Yeah, there is no overnight.
Okay, so it's all daycare stuff
Absolutely. Day,
for
yes,
both
day
adults
service,
and.
yes.
Okay, I wanted to clear that up. And you were gonna provide meals for the adults, but you're not gonna cook them there?
We are not planning to cook. In the past, when we first opened, we actually had catered services, and then COVID came. And upon COVID, we had to stop the services for catering meals. Since then, when we returned, we provided breakfast because that's a quick thing that you can do: oatmeal, cold cereal, and then some things that you can heat up in the microwave. So that's what we were doing. And then they brought their own lunch. They bring their own lunch right now. However, one day, we might be able to put items in the CBS building, hopefully now called the Keldrick Center, and be able to at least cook a couple of items in there, but nothing major.
Yeah, because you gotta watch cooking in a business.
Absolutely,
You have to get into all stuff
Yes.
that goes with a kitchen.
we now
Could
know.
be cost prohibitive, yeah.
Absolutely. And we really don't have an interest in cooking, so.
Good, good. Microwave is okay.
Or catering again.
Yeah. Anybody else? Steve?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming, agreeing to answer some questions. May I ask what the budget of your project is to renovate the building? And what, do you have any architectural plans already prepared? And what is your outside signage going to look like?
We don't have any of that yet. Right now, we have what we have, which are items, furniture, and et cetera, that is in storage, that will bring over, continue to bring over to the building. We did start bringing some items, but we don't have any major architectural plans presently.
Yes, what is your anticipated budget
For architect?
for renovating the facility? Obviously now it looks like it's a CVS, there's CVS sign, I believe, is there still CVS signage or they take that
No.
down?
No.
They removed
No.
that.
So the only thing we would actually put up is our sign, and so we'll be looking into that. Of course, we wanted to wait until we have the official okay and blessings from the city of Bedford before we move forward with anything financial.
Do I understand, then do you have a contract at at this point?
Yes, we do, with CVS.
How long, may I ask how long that lease is for?
Well, it's for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, and then we have an opportunity to purchase.
Okay. Have you done any budgeting for your, as you take over this facility and renovate?
Budgeting for,
Any renovation, any architectural drawings,
no,
anything?
no, not yet. Not yet, because we don't need it right now. And again, we wanted to make sure that that is going to be our home. And then, once we do that, then we'll be able to talk to persons. But right now, it's structurally available for us and ready for us to provide services.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, because then your next steps go through the building department, all that
Absolutely.
good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna say, you had said maybe you might have to cook at some point, or.
Heat up.
And, the mayor just mentioned the building department, so you do understand you will have to go back through again?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
back.
We're learning.
No, I just, just
A hard
mentioning.
lesson, but we get, and you know what, it's appreciated, to be honest. It's appreciated. It made me, go on the site, it made me look up some things, it made me, helped me to understand more about this process, because we've never had to do this. We've always just moved in. And the people that we were renting from took care of everything else, and so it's new for us, but we're learning.
Well, as a former fire inspector, I really look at people going through the proper channels, because it's in your best interest that you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause
And
to
as,
find out something after the fact, it costs you twice as much to try to correct it. You know the game now, I guess.
We're learning the game.
Yes.
And we know that, we'll be able to call you guys if we have any questions, and trust your phone will be ringing.
Anything else? No? Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
And can I call for a motion to accept the planning commission's decision to approve the daycare? Longino, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
No.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Next motion, please.
Motion to accept the planning commission's decision approving Lauren Fedor of HSB Architects to construct a new 50,000 square foot warehouse on the existing campus located at 200 Northfield Road in Bedford, Ohio.
And for clarification, that's the Hickma property, the former Zelia pharmaceutical, which is good news. They're investing, and they plan on being there and doing some good things. Do I have a motion for acceptance of the decision to approve it? By Spinks, second by Spiker. That's gonna be hard to say now, Spike and Spiker, Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 1-26.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District to provide technical assistance for the MS4 storm permit renewal with the Ohio EPA and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Longino, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Smith. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This MOU is specifically tied to construction projects, new construction projects with our commercial businesses. The Cuyahoga Soil and Water District will provide technical assistance in monitoring the construction sites' stormwater runoff and runoff control. They will monitor that during construction, and just as importantly, they'll work with the property owner to establish a post-construction stormwater plan. They'll also provide annual inspections of that plan, and then that report is provided to the city, and that is combined with a number of other required reporting that we have to submit annually to the Ohio EPA as far as our MS4 permit. So we recommend approving this MOU, as the district will be providing a lot of technical assistance to us that our staff simply doesn't have time to work with each and every one of these sites.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2-26.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 71-24, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with GPD Group for engineering services within the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Spiker. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Longino, second by Mr. Berry. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance is accepting the GPD Group's 2026 rate schedule. We wanted to get that updated rate schedule as we work throughout the year on various projects and have that reflect the accurate information. I do want to make note that in previous agreements that we had, there were two categories that the GPD Group has since removed, and those were specifically a senior environmental scientist as well as an environmental specialist. They no longer provide that. But full disclosure, the city has very rarely utilized those services. We've always worked with an outside environmental consultant when necessary.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 3-26.
An ordinance directing that the revenue received from cannabis tax dollars be unrestricted and be received into the city's general fund and used for general operations and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Spiker. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
No.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Longino, second by Smith. Mike?
This is following the approval of the recreational marijuana. There is a percentage of local municipalities that have dispensaries. They will receive a separate tax payment from the state. This is actually a back payment, so they submitted tax revenue based on that percentage to the city of Bedford for the last approximately 15 to 16 months. So what this ordinance allows us to do is put those funds directly into the general fund. Full disclosure, the general fund basically subsidizes each and every department of operations. And then moving forward, now that the state is caught up with the distribution of tax dollars, they'll be making monthly payments of those sales based on the percentage, which is approximately 33?
The tax is 10% on the sales, and then the city gets 36% of
36.
that.
36%, thank you. So this ordinance basically just, it directs us, at the recommendation of the state auditor, that we can put those money into general fund.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
No.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 4-26.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with MES for the purchase of 12 sets of fire decks, Aeroflex turnout gear for the fire department, and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Spiker. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Longino. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. The 12 sets of turnout gear were discussed during the 2026 budget preparation and ultimately was approved by City Council. So we do have this budgeted for this year. MES is a member of Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing, which allows us to secure the lowest price. Our recommendation is to approve this evening, as they have informed us that there are scheduled increases that will go into effect starting in February. So we would like to secure the amount that they initially quoted us, which was $48,518.
Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 5-26.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Montrose Ford to purchase a 2026 F-150 responder vehicle for the police department and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Barry, second by Longino. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Spiker. Sorry about that. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. In 2026, City Council approved approximately $153,500 for the purchase and outfitting of 2 new police cruisers. We've made the decision to go with the F-150 for one of those cruisers, which can be utilized and will be utilized for patrols, but also will be utilized for utility purposes in the event, which happens throughout the course of the year, power outage, or other events where we need to trailer our generators to operate down traffic signals or security lighting for events on the square. So this vehicle will be best used for that instead of utilizing one of the smaller ones. In the upcoming ordinances, we identify a second vehicle as well as the upfitting costs. When you add all of those together, we will come in under budget of what was initially approved by council at $153,000.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 6-26.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Ganley Chrysler of Aurora to purchase a 2026 Dodge Durango for the police department and declaring an emergency.
Got a motion for suspension by Longino, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Spiker. As Mike alluded to, this was in the budget for this is a Dodge Durango for the police department that was approved in the budget that we did at the end of the year.
I do want to add one thing, Mayor, and I apologize. The last, the Ford as well as this Dodge, both of these dealerships have the state bid pricing, so we are securing the lowest price possible. My apologies.
Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 7-26.
An ordinance authorizing the finance director and the city manager to enter into an agreement with Julian and Grube, Inc. for the compilation services for the 2025-2027 City of Bedford audits and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spiker, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Longino. Ken?
Thank you, Mayor. This is an agreement with Julian Group for the next 3 years to help us compile the financial statements in order for the auditors to audit the financial statements. There's work that I put in to do this, and then they take it from there and develop the statements. This pricing is $300 more per year as it was last year, but this is held in place for the next 3 years.
Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 8-26.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Fallsway Equipment Company, Inc. to outfit the 2 new police cruisers and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Spiker. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Longino, second by Barry. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor.
already discussed it, but
Yep, this is the ordinance selecting the company that we will contract with to outfit both of those 2 new police cruisers. We did obtain 2 separate quotes. Fallsway came in the lowest, and we believe, obviously, they're the most responsive to get these outfitted sooner than later. And we will be under what was initially budgeted for in 2026.
that's good. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Spiker,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Good evening. Helen Briggs, 149 Grand Boulevard. And Mr. Smith, I did hear your comments earlier about the service department. I definitely have something that I really need to say. This incident happened on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, about 1 in the morning. One of the snowplows stopped in front of my house and was sitting there for quite a long time. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I did notice that there were a couple of cars that were parked, and it was during a snowstorm. We had a lot of snow that night. A lot of cars parked out there, and instead of going around and plowing them in, he saw that they were out there clearing their cars, and so he gets out of his truck. Don't know which service person it was, but gets out of his truck and proceeds to help them clear the snow from their cars. So it was the coolest thing to see. First thing for the new year is, he could have stayed in his truck and waited until they cleared their cars, but he went out, took his snow brush, and helped assist them in getting their cars cleaned off. So now he's able to clear the roads. So it was just really nice to see that. And then piggybacking on Mr. Longino, what your comments were, we really do have great clean streets in the wintertime. I mean, it's just really wonderful. They will even do the corners of intersections, so they'll round those corners so you're not making a right-hand turn in all the snow. So we have a fantastic service department. You all need to hear the good things that happen as well instead of complaints. We have the best service department around. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add one thing, and thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that, and that was great to hear, so I will definitely compliment them. Right before I was checking my voicemail when we came in here, and I received an anonymous call. I won't reference the officer by name, but it was a senior citizen that felt the need to contact. She had his badge number and all the information, but commended him for the snowstorm last Thursday. It was really late at night. She actually could not get out of her driveway. She actually pulled up. It was all iced over, and she was out there trying to chip it. And he threw his hazards on, sent her up there, and he chipped it. Within about 15 minutes, he had her apron cleared, and he did it on his own. And that was one of our officers. So hopefully he knows who he is, so we appreciate that. And I appreciate those comments. There's some special people that, you know, they're good at their job, but I always say what sets our staff apart is they really, truly care about Bedford and the people here. And that makes all the difference. They're not just showing up and heading out. You look at that from a Billy Dar, who's here on a Saturday. He's not getting over it. He's here on his own, weeding the front bay, you know, or other staff that are driving town just because they're on vacation, and they drive in town checking how the snow, so it's just, it's a great group, so I appreciate that.
We like to get compliments along with complaints, so we'll take either one. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. And my condolences to Mr. Posek and his family as well. And I ditto on this street being clean because my street is always clean. It seems like they get to my street first before they get in.
Excuse me,
So-
we need your name and address first.
Oh, Felicia Washington Ross, 97 East Interstate, Bedford, Ohio, 44146. I have a question in regards to the youth facility, group homes, as well as the adult and daycares. So how many do we have in the city of Bedford? What are the qualifications? And do you have a health facility to go in there to make sure that these adults and children are being well taken care of? And how often and who does it?
So I can answer that. As far as the how many, I'd have to go back and check our records in the building department. So there's a little bit of a difference. Group homes, they have to obviously go through planning and ultimately council. I will say under the Fair Housing Act, the city's somewhat restricted on how much those can be regulated. There was rulings years ago as far as what constitutes a family. You don't necessarily have to be related. So we go through, we have a staff member, our law director, as well as some others. They do attend that fair housing training every year, so we have to follow that. But we do, it is a requirement to have them go through planning and ultimately city council. They do have to have, obviously, inspections by our building department, and the building department communicates with the county. If there are any additional, if it's Board of Health or other agencies on the county level that would have to come in and provide inspections as well, we would notify them of those annuals that are needed. When I say there's a difference, there's just, I can name one, depending on where their funding's coming from, depending on the level of care. If the individuals are disabled or have other types of disabilities, it may require other types of inspections. So a lot of that, we do inspections annually within the building, but if necessary, other entities will perform those as well. As far as how many, I'd have to go and pull that data and get that to you.
Okay, and so do the adults live in those facilities and places, or do they leave and go home?
Well, for instance,
I mean, go
like
to
the one
another
that was
place.
approved this evening, there's no overnight. I mean, it's just a day it's like a daycare facility.
Mhm.
There are group homes where where individuals reside there.
Mhm.
Sometimes they'll be placed there. If it's, for instance, if an owner or a business is working with Cuyahoga County, a county may place some individuals in a home. And, you know, we provide the initial inspection and follow-ups, but other than size, I'd have to pull the exact, I don't want to say anything that would be, because obviously our building commissioner is very involved, our law director. I will say, you know, there's been a couple, county has worked very well with us. We had one actually located in your ward when it first opened. It was a 3-bedroom home. There were only 2 individuals that were placed there, and it wasn't going well. They had some disabilities, but they just didn't get along.
Is that on Justin, may I ask?
No, that one was a different area, but I'll be honest, we worked with the county, and the county understood the challenges there, and they had adjusted the occupancy, and I think actually there's only 1 individual that stays in that home with the staff member who is 20, well, there's multiple staff members, that's 24 hours a day, and it's been years and there's been no issue. So we monitor that. Obviously, we're sensitive to neighbors, sensitive to the community, but also have to be sensitive to the individuals in that residence too, because that's their home. But there's what we can do today compared to maybe 20 years ago is much different. And a lot of that stems from like fair housing laws. Like that is substantially changed.
Okay, and so the people that run these facilities, they have to be licensed
Yes.
with the health department as well
There's
as-
certain state requirements. I don't have all of that information. I don't want to give or be misquoted and not list all of the specific ones, but if they're caring for individuals like that, I know the ones that are like funded that they work with the county, they have a number of different licenses. And that's actually sometimes questioned as far as the group homes during planning when they come to the planning commission.
Okay, and one more question. So if someone is running a facility or a home, a group home, for the youth don't live there, right? Does the youth live there also, or is it just the adults?
So there's somewhere there's youth.
Okay.
There's somewhere there's youth that reside.
And the people that take care of these people, do they live there, or is it like an employee thing and they hire people to come in and take care of these people?
Usually it's employees.
Okay.
It's employees,
So it's
yes.
like
And it's,
shift
most of
change.
the time, yes.
a, okay.
And most of the time, it's like a 24/7. The youth are not in these homes by themselves for like, you know, during the sleeping hours. That's not the case. There's someone there. There's usually multiple shifts. You know, I know of 4 youth locations in town.
And so there's like there's 2 facilities on Center Road, right?
Yes.
And then there's Justin, right?
I don't know if that one's
And I think
considered.
it's a couple of
Yeah, that one is used. I know of another one that I'm familiar with off of Broadway, on a side street off of Broadway. I don't want to name the residence.
Right.
But I'm very familiar with that, and I will just let you know from a personal side, it is right next to relatives of mine. I'm at that house almost daily. Very, very few issues.
Okay.
Almost none. Other than traffic a lot of times in the middle of the night, just because it's when the staffing turns over.
Yeah.
That's honestly the only complaints that have. Now, I'm not saying that things don't come up, and we work to deal with those if there's issues or complaints or anything. Like I said, I gave that one example, and the county worked very well with us. They understood our concerns, and it's resolved itself.
Okay.
So,
Hey, thank you for your time. You have a great evening.
thank you, you too.
wife, or can you give me the name?
I'll send them over.
I walk a lot, and I'm talking about the downtown area. And like some of the homeowners, some of the downtown businesses don't see the need to clean their sidewalks. And I'm just wondering, and I know the city, I know the whole deal about the bombardier issues that we had years ago. But I was wondering if there's any chance that the city could get into some kind of an arrangement where the city would take responsibility for cleaning all of the downtown sidewalks and maybe bill the businesses, because the city does a part anyhow. They do the part right by the, whatever you call the area right in the middle there. And also, before I finish, also the Northfield Road Bridge, which if you're walking, forget about walking the Northfield Road Bridge, because it just gets to the point where you cannot walk on the sidewalk area of the bridge.
So I will start with, I've thought about that. I've spent some time thinking about that. I've looked at what other municipalities utilize. When I say I thought about it, the bridges, especially Northfield Road Bridge, I didn't really think about the whole billing the businesses or the property owners. One of the things I will add is last year we had a piece of equipment that we used for this space and all of the trail and everything over to Ellenwood. And it was old, but it worked great, and it wasn't efficient. I mean, our staff member would be out there for hours clearing these walks, utilizing that machine. And what we did, we made some adjustments midway through last year with our budget to free up some capital to provide an updated machine. He's done with this. I didn't even think he went outside yet, and he was done. That's how quickly it was. It's almost like a brush. You stand behind it. A couple of the service staff members came up over the winter months and the holidays when our staff member was here and was like, can we get like 4 of those? You know how quickly we can get things done? So what we purchased, it was definitely an upgrade. Way more efficient, easier. So what that leads to, possibly for the downtown or getting something like that for other staff and service, could that free up some time? Possibly. I can't commit to anything today, but I noticed last week, now mind you, last week we got like 14, 15 inches of snow. It was a lot. There was snow everywhere. But I've monitored the downtown area. There's some that are religious. They got that cleared, and it's appreciated. I've left them some notes like thank you, and there's others that it's never done.
Correct.
So let me think about, your idea, but I will say it's something that we've thought about, and we've made a purchase I can't remember when we got that. I think it was like last October. We really started using it, and it was money well spent and could be spent more, or it could lead to us getting additional pieces of this equipment.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I have a motion for adjournment by Spinks, second by Salvi. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Spiker?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
And I want to remind council, we have to go back for our executive session, finish that up in a few minutes.